Hi everyone, this is Jaden Dunn from Kiss My Glass Antiques, and this is part 2 to Valley 65. Yeah, that's what it's called. In Ozark, Missouri. It was just really big inside, so we decided to do 2 parts, so it wasn't a really long video. So let's get inside and see what else we can find. Okay guys, so starting off right here, we're going to take a little glance in this cabinet. First, we're going to look at this Fenton hobnail like fluted vase. It is actually uranium glass. As you can see, it's glowing. I really like the yellow glass because most of Fenton's yellow glass glows. There's some other Fenton pieces in here, and then like I'm pretty sure I said in the last video that we were going to come back to this epern because I forgot to look at it, but here it is. It's a Fenton single horn custard glass epern with the peach color, and it does glow. It doesn't really look like it is in the video, but it did glow. Kind of weird. But yeah, most Fenton custard glass also glows. Now looking right here, we're just looking at some Moon and Stars, of course. I wasn't really sure what was going on with this Moon and Stars compo here, this crystal one, because if you can see, it looks like wavy in there, but it's not sick glass. So I'm not sure if when they made it, maybe the glass didn't get hot enough or something, because I've never seen it look like that. So if you know anything about that, if you could let me know in the comments, I would be interested. I believe that says $27.95, but we did leave it behind. And then next to it is a Smith Moon and Stars compo in amber, but this one has a really cool tag on it. So I believe I got that on camera for us. Maybe not. But it was some sort of like museum piece, I believe. Here we have some more cranberry glass. In the last video, there was a bunch of cranberry glass. And then there's some compos right there. Those are Viking that we're going to look at. And some more Fenton here in this cabinet. I really like this bowl right here. It reminded me of like a brain. I don't know what it's called, but I called it a brain glass bowl. It's just cranberry, opalescent, Fenton. Not stamped, so this is like an earlier Fenton piece. Let's see if I get the tag. I think it says $75 for that, so we did leave it behind, but I thought it was really interesting. Looking, lots of cranberry glass here. And then over here, Luke wanted us to see this like bed set with the mirror, like bed vanity set, and the brush, and that was me saying hi. He just thought they were cool. That's something you see every day, especially not every single piece of the matching set being together. I'm not really sure if that was part of the set or not, though. It looks like the handle was different. Then right over here, we're going to look at this Viking glass right here. This is a candy dish. It's like the 3-toe candy dish. I've seen one of these before, and it was just that day, I believe, earlier in the day. But see how it's the 3 toes on it? So this is Viking. This one's really, really cool. You don't see very often in the persimmon color. And then the compo that I'm touching right here is Viking, and the one on my hand right here is Ellie Smith. And this is the first time I think we're going to actually see a really good side-by-side comparison between the two pieces. Okay, so the one I just sat down is the Smith, and the one I'm picking up right now is the Viking. So you can see that the Viking base is just round, it has no scallops, and you can kind of see the teardrops, which are the petals as well, in it. And then the Smith one on the right hand side has a scalloped bottom and no petals are visible in it. The petals on both, you can see, or what's referred to as the petals, are the like teardrop shapes on the vase itself. So, on the like ruffled part. So here's me pointing at the bottom, so you can see the scallops on the Smith on the right and the round on the Viking on the left. Zoomed in for you. And then right here, I'm showing you the petals on the vase and on the bottom of the Viking. And the Smith does not have what's referred to as petals on the bottom, but just on the vase itself. And these are both ruffled handkerchief vases, or compotes, if you would rather call them compotes. Okay, moving along. Here we had some really cool Carnival glass, Fenton animals. They were super cute. I don't know a lot about them. They're just Fenton animals, older ones. This whole cabinet was basically just Fenton. The bottom wasn't, though. This is the little owl salt and pepper shaker, which I believe I said in the last video we got, but it wasn't even in that video. Sorry about that. And here we have Ellie Smith, Moon and Stars, canisters, of course, the set of 4. All 4 are here. Let's see what it said. $97 for the whole set is actually a really, really good deal compared to other prices that I have seen, especially for the set of 4. I think that's a really good deal. Now here is this really cool uranium glass display. Last time we were here and we were running through it really fast because they were about to close, they had a Moon and Stars compo and I was really excited to go back and see it, but I did not see it. I think they had sold. Now these two right here, don't quote me on this, but I believe those two matching decanters there were Blanco. But if you know more, please leave it in the comments because I am unsure. But Blanco glass is highly sought after, especially I would say if it's uranium glass, it's probably even more sought after. This uranium glass display was well set up and well lit. It was nice to look at. Everything really glows. There's some items that you see that just barely glow, but none of these were them. Here's another look at those decanters. They are crackle glass. I sold a clear one like that before that was not uranium glass as well. My favorite item that is still there here, though, is this Jack in the Pulpit in the back here with the little flowers. I really liked this piece. I didn't know anything about it, really. Possibly Fenton, though I am very unsure. I do not know. I could not read the tag as well, either. So if you know anything about it, let me know in the comments. Here we have some more Moon and Stars. I'm a big fan of the tiny Moon and Stars compotes like this one. I have an amber one. And I think I had a red one, but I sold it. And then here's the larger Moon and Stars compote with a stem. Or a larger one, not the largest one. And here you have, this is a more of a rare piece, and this is an Ellie Smith 6-petal compote. We have seen many Viking ones on the channel before. This one is a Smith, and you can tell, again, by the edges on the bottom being scalloped. So this is a really cool piece to see. We don't see it very often. Usually the 6-petal lidded composts that we see are Viking. This one is Smith. And the person even knew that and wrote it on the tag correctly. So kudos to them. They did amazing. This is a big Fenton and Smith place. So we love to see that. Over here, this is the same booth as the one we just looked at. There was a Swung vase in the back that you just saw, and this was their blue setup. They had basically one for all the colors that they had. And I think I'm going to look at it, but this little footed bowl right here is actually Ellie Smith. You can tell by the little 3 toes and the hobnails. They do have Swung vases that are exactly the same as this, just swung. They have the hobnails and the little toes as well. So that was Ellie Smith. And then as well as this Swung vase back here, the blue one, I'm picking it up. This is a Ellie Smith ribbed pedestal swung vase in the color blue, of course. I do have one like this. I got it for a much better deal than these people had theirs, but theirs is actually priced fairly, I believe. We'll see if I get in on the tag, but I feel like it may have been $75 or $95. I would say both of those are pretty fair right now. This green decanter rack here is actually Empoli green optic squat decanter. They're really hard to find. All Empolis are really hard to find with the stopper. This, of course, is just an Ellie Smith Moon and Stars compo in amber. It's priced at $24, which is actually quite a good price. It was actually really heavy as well. The lid was in great condition. There was no chips that I saw anyway. I might have missed them, but on the lid. But even if there was, that's normal wear and tear on them, and that does not really hurt the value very much. It was super heavy. I was not expecting it to be so heavy. And here we have some really cool Disney snow globes. I know they're not just like your typical vintage glass that we look at, but there is some really cool Disney snow globes. So if you guys haven't seen them, you should really check them out. They're just very detailed and very well presented, especially when you have a whole collection like this. My favorite one was actually this Winnie the Pooh and Piglet one. I really liked how it had like the honey in the jar. Right here we have a Fenton oil lamp in cranberry glass. Opalescent cranberry glass at that. With the crystal dangles. See how much it is. $600, so we did leave that behind. Crystal prisms. Excuse me, that's what those are called. But we thought it was really pretty, and I also really liked this table that it was sitting on, actually. I'm not sure if you'd consider that a table or a plant stand, but they were using it for their lamp, so whatever works. It was a really pretty lamp. Now, over here we had some really cool clocks to go along with the clock from the last episode. I don't know anything about the clocks, to be honest, but they did have a really cool, like, odd-shaped one that we're going to look at in just a second. It was my favorite. I liked this one. It was cool. It's different shaped, but I really liked this one down here on the bottom. That one right there. Like, it's so cool. It's a different shape. 170, so we didn't pick it up, but if I had 170 to just throw at it, I would have. I thought it was a really nice one. It's a shape you don't really see very often, so. And right here was a Victorian era epern. I'm not sure if it was Fenton, though. I don't believe it was Fenton. If it was Fenton, then I missed that. Let's see if we can read the tag. It just says epern, perfect condition, $800. Well, $750. Which, to be honest, I don't think was too awful of a price considering how old it is and how intricate it was. I would be scared to break it, though. It looks pretty brittle. Next up are these Bittersweet compotes. They didn't call them Bittersweet, but these are Bittersweet, clearly. Ellie Smith compotes. This one is more of like your handkerchief vase style than like your compote style, as it's a bit taller. But I would still consider it a compote. That one was $50. And I believe the other one was $50 as well. This one is listed as a vase, but this is actually a compote, a lidded compote just without the lid. So we did end up leaving them all behind, even though they were okay prices. Just because that one didn't have the lid. If it had the lid, we might would have picked it up at $35. So be on the lookout for those. $35 is a good price for that. And this is actually an oil lamp, I believe. Wait for me to zoom out. Yep. And we hit it with the uranium, or with the black light, and it is completely uranium glass. It was really awesome. It had a great glow to it. Like I said, some things just barely glow, but not this. This one really glows. And it has like these cool little faces on it. It was $280, so we left that behind. But it was really cool. We saw a lot of uranium glass, and you haven't seen it all yet. We're fixing to look at some more. This is a turkey on nest one. I really liked it. At $95, though, we did elect to leave it behind. You don't really see the turkey on nests much. Mostly just the hen on nest and like your cats on nest. We also saw some like lions in this one, which was different and new. Shining everything. To see if it glows. Lots of glowing. Lots of glowing. The swan down here was really, really pretty. Swan on nest. Don't really see those very often. Also, not glass, but I really liked these wall pockets over here. These flower ones. You would just hang them on your wall, and you could put, well, you could put flowers in them if you wanted to. I guess you put really whatever you want to in them. A little bit of everything. That was kind of like a toothpick holder. That little glass swan. And this was my very favorite, and I really want one of these, but this is a Moon and Stars egg plate, and it's uranium glass. And yes, I would still serve your deviled eggs on it. You're going to be okay. But I really want one of these, and it might as well be uranium glass, you know, if I can get your hands on it. But I believe it was like $160 or something. We'll probably look at the tags, so don't quote me on that, but you can see the Moon and Stars right there. It was really pretty. Yes, it says 160. I don't know how much these really go for, but that felt like a crazy price to me, but it might not have been considering that it is uranium glass. Okay guys, so this was part 2 of Valley 65 Antiques in Ozark, Missouri. We didn't come out with anything except the Little Owl Salt Shaker, but if you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye guys!